Yo, good evening. It's here for Asher for our more Santa Radio. And then so yeah, your usual legal digest. Yeah, the Bremo every Monday. Between the hours of 9 and 10. Between the hours of 9 and 10. That was Santa Radio. That was Santa Radio. Yo, and then so yasa Abba biom, and then so yasta Abba ebiom. Yeah, the illegal digest no eba betu edwa. And I say yeah, the ba be bremo ewo baby a obi a wo ewo Santa Radio. Yo, dear me ebeka ne se ope se o catch Santa Radio. Or Alexa, Overcall Alexa, no, I just mentioned play not radio. Oko Alexa, no, I command no, I can say play not radio, and it will start by playing. Yo, yen shannon song, and now me a may barber handle program as a year the echo ebenina, your friend lawyer Francis. Lawyer Francis from FB Solicitors. FB Solicitors. Here was suit E and F. Third floor, the clock house. Third floor, the clock house. Barking. Your postcode I for India, J for Golf 11, 8 E for Echo, and Q for Quebec. Postcode Nibium, I for India, J for Golf 11, 8 E for Echo, Q for Quebec. Me I make a say lawyer Francis, me phone number 0794 677 2439. Phone number Nibium 0797 0797 7243 0794 677 2439. Ebiomu so se upese onya yen a wobɛtumi akɔ YouTube wokɔ hɔnom nso a sisi a yɛwɔ live wobɛtumi apeke afiri hɔnom ɛna YouTube no nso no ɛndeɛ sɛ na meka no hɔno nso no wobɛpeke kama afiri hɔnom na wahu sɛbe sɛna yɛsi ɛrekɔ. Yo, send a masabo radio by Alexa Okohonoma now bo kase play night radio ebeyi amount. And a biomo so no Facebook Facebook sankofa nat titi ata sankofa radio ewo honomo. And also no unya kohonoma definitely ube to me apeke every honomo. Yo sena yem say breno o come so me site and also no ubenya FB solicitors and now say lawyer Francis site honomo and also oko honoma ube to me apeke every honomo because yeah na amanfo busa say na lawyer we ye emfa na ebe to me apeke every nti masheda ena me bubo ni nyina se na be ya at least tune to any of the site na any of the radios na any of the YouTube ne na se for na ubehu yen ewo honomo because na updates ne a few nneɛma bi a mepɛ sɛ mede to adwa no ɛno na yɛbɛdi ɛho nkɔmmɔ na sɛ wowɔ question biara nso a mesrɛ meka sɛ nka wobɛtumi atypo ɛwɔ comment session hɔnom a at least yɛbɛhwɛ na sɛ yɛbɛtumi akan atwe mo adwene anaasɛ yɛ ansa mo nso a ɛhia sɛ wɔ sɛ wobɛhu yɛ nso a yɛbɛtumi arecommende yo yɛnhwɛ na ɛnhwɛ ɛnnɛ nneɛma a mepɛ sɛ mede ato dwa yo mekɔ so a ɛbɔ ho dawuro ɛfa home office increment a ɔmo ɛde ɛreba in terms of application fees both within UK and outside UK last week because wasn't and then my boss, but just as a reminder, who applications be now I was say we are Mr. Mentoring trend, so it doesn't matter. So hope so beat the cost up and coming increment now. It's best with the application but to manage in a year. Send a year increment no income. Increment in the best starting on the 9th of April 2025. I think so I cut 2 days more. I cut 2 days more. And increment no eba. Yo, yɛnhwɛ ɛnɛ nneɛma a mepɛ sɛ yɛka ho asɛm. Nneɛma a mepɛ sɛ yɛka ho asɛm. Yo, home office ama yɛnya nteaseɛ sɛ wopɛ sɛ wotu kwan na o live ne yɛ limited, woyɛ settled ɛwɔ ha as long as sɛ wonyɛ British a, ɔmo sɛ generate biribi a yɛfrɛ no e-visa. That e-visa now will let Home Office and yourself to know your immigration status. Nti e-visa no yeah, ɛbɛboa pa, ɛbɛma at least biometric card a wɔn si yɛ news biom no, yɛbɛtumi atumi access your immigration status ɛwɔ online. Nti mesrɛ sɛ wopɛ sɛ wotu kwan a sɛ woanyɛ saa de no wo leave ne yɛ limited anaasɛ wokuta settlement ne n'asefoɔ na woanyɛ na wokɔ na woba a anyɛ biara no home office bɛtumi ahaw anaasɛ border agency ɔmo bɛtumi delay wo for all these things. In order not to say we go through this frustration no and generating anger no, it's best say obey sa e-visa nibi and sana went to me to kwan ako apa. British for nka ho esremo British for nka ho na mo meka say lawyer say me kuta British so na I was say me say e-visa na the bidder. Nti e-visa no mesremo yɛnhyɛ ne nso ɛno ɛna de me ba kosi biribi a yɛfrɛ no electronic travel authorization sɛna home office ama yɛnya nteaseɛ no ɔmo abɔ dawuro saa ɔmo ɛse ɔmo de biribi ba yɛfrɛ no electronic travel authorization. Now, my first question now, me and Busa answer and they say, will I need electronic travel authorization to enter the UK? Mamu no me here electronic travel authorization now me to media enter UK. Yo yenshe abakwasem kakra. Say the electronic travel authorization scheme was first announced in the March 2023 Statement of Changes to the Immigration Rules HC 1160. Abide at that time, no, which is 2023, and the BB to us electronic travel authorization under the Home Statement of Changes, FA immigration, which is HC 1160. ɛno ɛna ɔmo de generate biribi ɛfrɛ no ɔmo de yɛ nhyehyɛeɛ ɛfa electronic travel authorization yɛba yɛ immigration rules na yɛfrɛ no appendix electronic travel authorization ɛna yɛwɔ appendix ETA national list. Thanks last week me bobɔ so nkura a ɔmbɛhia saa electronic travel authorization no. But omudi ebia share date by date. Inti yenhwem was say the very visitors who do not currently need a visa to visit the UK and who do not already have an immigration status prior to traveling are now required to obtain an electronic travel authorization to travel to the UK for a short stays, including for tourism and transiting, For those familiar with travel to the United States, it is broadly equivalent to their electronic system for travel authorization, which is ESTA, E-S-T-A. A fairly simple application made before travel in order to notify the government of your details and enable them to conduct security checks on you before you arrive. Your sir electronic travel authorization no ɛyɛ te sɛ ɔmo a America ɔmo tutu kwan British for ɔmo taa kɔ America no. So system na ɛyɛ a ɔmo use no, which is ESTA no, ESTA no, ɛno bi ɛna UK aban through Home Office ɔmo so sɛ ɔmo ɛyɛ bi ɛwɔ ha. Sɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a obi a ɔba UK bia na ɛwɔ sɛ wɔyɛ saa ETA electronic travel authorization no, ɔmo bɛdi kan ama aban no through the Home Office nkaeɛ sɛ yɛba UK hanom anaasɛ yɛ transiti ɛwɔ UK hanom. Yɛba as a tourist, as a short stay, anaasɛ yɛ transiti afa UK akɔ baabi a yɛrekɔ. Nti on that note, ne ma UK aban wo apply a ɔbɛyɛ biribi a yɛfrɛ no security checks before sɛ wobɛduru UK ha no. Nti sɛ ɔmo yɛ na woyɛ obi a woda ɔmo radar so a sɛbe ɔmo mma wo akwan gya sɛ bewura UK ha no mo. Yo, ɔse an electronic travel authorization is not a visa. So it's not a visa. It is a digital permission to travel. Electronic travel authorization is not a visa. It is a digital permission to travel. And no, and I'm a I was say yes, Shannon, so I was sad, no, because yeah. Nhwɛ yi a yɛbɛfa ne sɛ ɛyɛ visa ɛwɔ sɛ obiara apply anaasɛ daabi ɛho nhyehyɛeɛ ɛwɔ hɔnom mesrɛ mo. Sɛ wonim a kɔ ne kɔbusa anaasɛ seek legal advice na yɛnkyerɛkyerɛ ɛho nhyehyɛeɛ no. Because sɛ bebree ho ne sɛ nkuro bi ɔmo so visa deɛ daabi ɛnte saa. UK aban say because of security nti no mo de saa de na aba. There was some di kind check it and sana why is over by UK wapa maybe our free beer. Now your national list ETA national list in kofu kobia muda sa list in this way was some yes I de no. To him now come wo de ne say apply for visa. Inti Yeshema say obtaining electronic travel authorization allows you to travel to the UK but does not guarantee entry. Entry can still be refused by UK border officials. Aya na yefane say once I am mame sa ETA no metumi aba bewura UK obi amusa mehwe no anse mewuram dabi entesa. Mrane say, although ya approve ya digital permission to travel, no. So we do UK krana, border force official, no. Ombetimi asa interrogate you, ombetimi asa shusha munyo mama kacho say, ye refuse you. Inti hono mo refuse wa untime enra UK. Inti menye wajin say, chinchina wenya digital permission to travel, no. Under the electronic travel authorization, and no tino, Uber to me, I the open and answer Urema and answer Wilbrem. There be Honor so no say border force no here say or mofo say we a threat to UK abaya. Ombe to me Emma Enrem and answer ombe tra obesa no more. Now say with electronic travel permission, ombe trim. Further, say electronic travel authorization is required when the person traveling to the UK intends to do one or more of the following. Yo, say person over UK under these things are I was say electronic travel authorization. The business saying enter and stay in the UK for up to 6 months as a tourist, including as a business visitor or for studying. So uba now bands share and also obey business and also ubishiandia electronic travel authorization, SEEB. Enter and stay in the UK for up to 3 months on the creative worker visa concession. So, the creative worker visa concession now, who rem now who PR enter and stay, who rem now person who UK for 3 months. And also now we have electronic travel authorization. You say another one is to say, come to the UK for a permitted paid engagement. Oh, but as a permitted paid engagement, and also no, I was say we have electronic travel authorization. And a transit through the UK if passing through UK border control, and also no, I was say we be transit, try UK border, free UK, and I say try call another Caribbean. Almost say I was say we electronic travel authorization. This is a temporary exemption from needing an electronic travel authorization for passengers who transit airside and therefore do not pass through UK border control. This exemption is being kept under review. Omama exemption, but still no, omo ekoswa ehwehwem se yensisa na na se mi yensisa no. Nti as time goes on no, nhyehyɛ bi omde bebia no yebema mo ahu. The next question Mr. Bisani said, who is the electronic travel authorization scheme for? Who is it for? Yo, yemfa nkaibo we in Choma and Sanamaba ababetua so. Yo, yankai who say you was SATA radio. So ena yede program bremo, which is the Legal Digest. SATA radio, Legal Digest. Ena yede ebremo. Me de program ebremo no your friend lawyer Francis. My mobile number is 0794 677-2439. Mobile number nibio 0794 677-2439. Me free FB solicitors. FB solicitors. Yechira kwan suit E and F. Suit E and F. Third floor. The Clock House. Barking. Your postcode I for India, J for Golf 11, 8 E for Echo, and a Q for Quebec. Your postcode Nibium I for India, J for Golf 11, 8 E for Echo, and a Q for Quebec. Yo Yantua Eso Legal Digest na Munina Masum any money 8 share 8. Yo, now me question me busa is who is the electronic travel authorization scheme for? Electronic travel authorization, who is this for? Yo, Yeshema, just 2nd of April last week, 2025, and now more introduce you the scheme, say from 2nd April 2025, the scheme applies to non-visa national visitors to the UK, including EU, EEA, and Swiss nationals. Yo, the American say, and I said, the Emrane Eka, and say, a free 2nd of April 2025 aircono. Almost say, Oye EU ni, Oye EEA, Oye Swiss national, now person uba UK for Israel. I will say Oye electronic travel authorization nibi. Nina is saying, oh, share your immigration rules now. Your friend be appendix ETA, electronic appendix, electronic travel authorization, visa national list. ɛno na confirm mo de nkurɔfokuo a n'asɛ nkurɔfoɔ koro a wɔbɛtumi aba na wɔn ba a ɛwɔ sɛ wɔyɛ electronic travel authorization ne bi. Last week me bobɔ kuro bebree ɛso mɛnɛ me mpɛ sɛ yɛbɛsa yɛ na atwe yɛ time nti so saa appendix TA visa national list no ɛno na confirm which nationalities are required to obtain an electronic travel authorization prior to traveling to the UK. You also show almost share Emrano in such a way say every particular date, or more expected countries, kakra. And yes, and obia no matu or more abom. 2nd of April na omoma akwanja efa EU EEA and Swiss national say so more ba in Silasha omonye traveling electronic travel authorization nibi. You show other countries nobody can more most opportunity need that. And been saying the application process was introduced in stages or more introduced so I don't know stage by stage. The first open in October 2023 for Qatar from Qatari national and was enrolled into October 2023 and the Qatari nationals started here. And I will share further from February 2024 the nationals of Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. And almost the almost electronic travel authorization. I mean, science subio. February 2024, no mobile Akwanja Emma, Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. So on that note, then America no in stages. Yen share another one. Or say Jordan was subsequently removed from electronic travel authorization and added to appendix visitor. Appendix visitor. Ti omo Jordan for no, nanka omo ka electronic travel authorization scheme no, but ye yi omo free honomo na ye de omo aba be visitors visa application ase. Meaning, say, Jordanian nationals need to apply for a visa prior to traveling to the UK. To Jordan near person oba UK. Nanka was say electronic travel authorization, but they say akwanja ni hobio. Ye say omunkoye visitors visa. Some person omuba in Srashe ewo UK. Yo, yentwa so about other countries almost no almost stages here, almost 2 years. Or say from 8th of January 2025, on the 8th of January 2025, nationals of 48 non-European countries listed under the appendix ETA national list were also included. And an American say last week me go through bubo countries depending on where baby are free our person over UK countries no oba kama yebeshe appendix ETA national list no o fall within that now I will say we ETA, which is the electronic travel authorization. Mempese yebesa kombium na asa atwe kwachi. Yo, and the last phase open for application was on the 5th of March 2025 for European nationals planning to travel to the UK on or after 2nd of April 2025. In Joshua EU there and America before say Ombeba 2nd of April 2025 no ye bear to Musa Mundi Kanye application, which is from the 5th of March 2025. And I'm pa so a beer year be more astarte ba say opesoba in Srasha. We EU ni EU national. Yeah. Because after Brexit, you share by any enamide to a journal. Say still no munja EU for mu. Say omo mpese omo bahano inja omo kwa. Definitely omo share omo de ama omo. Yeah. Indeed, everyone traveling is required to get an electronic travel authorization, including babies and children. Wei no yɛmfa ne sɛ ɛyɛ mpanimfoɔ pɛ. Nkɔlaa o, nkɔlaa a wɔwɔ ɔmo foforɔ, nkɔlaa a ɔmo anyini kakra no, ɛwɔ sɛ ɔmo nso yɛ saa adeɛ no, according to the UK government through the Home Office. Yeah. Other people they don't need electronic traveling authorization, which are we are British and are traveling with a British overseas territory citizen passport, and I said traveling with a British national overseas passport, or we are Irish citizen. Irish citizen, you don't need electronic travel authorization, except where permission to come to the UK is required because the person is subject to a deportation order, another exclusion order decision, or an international traveling ban. The Irish near also electronic travel authorization say a beer now the deportation order atoniso. A beer near the exclusion order atoniso. A beer near the international traveling ban ato eniso. And yes, sir, when here say was say electronic travel authorization nibi. Yo yanko niendi edwa kakra. Yo me de programming bremo a friend lawyer Francis, me free FB solicitors and my mobile number here 0794 0794 677 677 2439 numbers nibio 0794 677 2439. Yo, pay your address and I say your chira your suit suit E&F, third floor, the clock house, our barking, and a postcode near I for India, J for Golf 11, 8 E for Echo, Q for Quebec. Postcode Nibio. I for India, J for Golf 11, 8 EQ, 8 Echo, Quebec. Yo, yensa and so efa and ne addition and I said ne information abede ebremo. You say you will also not require an electronic travel authorization if you already have permission to live, work or study in the UK, hold a valid visit visa or an exempt from immigration control. Yo, won krofo ko bi ewo UK hanuma. Omo so no yesi omo hia electronic travel authorization. Any kwan say omo ye bi. Ebi ni say bi a oti UK hadada o leave to remain na say for a woyɛ adwuma wɔ ha na wo nkrataa yɛ adwuma bibia yɛ correct a anaasɛ wosua adeɛ wɔ ha yɛagye atom yɛma student visa ɛwɔ UK ha anaasɛ wokuta valid visit visa ɛno nso saa anaasɛ woyɛ exempt from immigration control a ɛho hia sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ woyɛ electronic travel authorization. Yo yɛnto aso. For a long time, there was a fear that residents of Ireland that do not need a visa to be there would need to apply for electronic traveling authorization. Now I am Shishiawo Irish for so kakra, but I say ma clarify, I'm running so I clarify in such a way say omu here sa electronic travel authorization unless exemption, which is whereby all Irish, yɛde deportation ban anaasɛ deportation order ato wo so anaasɛ yɛde exclusion order ato wo so anaasɛ woyɛ international travel banned ɛda wo so. Such Irish no, I'm afraid say I was say we electronic travel authorization, which is a ETA nibi. Because although you say Irish no unhia say obey no, but sa nyoma we nyina de da so a I was say we be. Yo, into the next question now, Mesa call and they say, how do I make an application for an electronic travel authorization? A kwan ben so and I made to me a fast so I yes electronic traveling authorization. No. Yo me call about be church mo send a at least you benya insight about electronic traveling authorization in terms of say yeah per se yeah idea. Yeah, per se, yeah, electronic traveling authorization. A quite bad so in a bit to me. Or say applications can be made using the UK ETA app or online. Yo, some time ago, nominate Uncle Nat come once our program yeah, so legal digest a bar for no. Omo app bi a obe download na watumi edi aye wo de. Na it's just a bit of main clarify. App no echi eye fufu fita na ohwema ohene ne crown no ene da app no mo a bit of light blue. Into it's white and light blue. No sa app no ena ube use. For electronic traveling authorization. A bet check bibi a friend confirm your identity. 3 stages ne bema one wako. Confirm your identity. 1. Answer some questions. 2. And pay for your application. Indeed, these are the 3 things I will be go through when it comes to the app now. Indeed, it's just be simple and straightforward, but and a big but. Why we are sabi and before was say, and no, and I may say yes, sir. Uni app no so a ube to me ako online ako yes saadie no obeko online and no so be fan we found our UKVI on my website, and I send the link to the application form and instructions to download the app. Nina no over to me apeke every home office the website no ETA online application. Yo. And an American so we use app no I say when applying via the app, users are asked to place their phones on the front covers of their passports to scan the passport to confirm your identity no passport no and no and I would the best scan it na picture a picky information the passport information session no. And in case holders of United States passport may need to place the phone on the inside of the back cover if scanning the front of the passport does not work. Do how try say scan the passport in anymore juma, especially US for our passport. To the air can say this would done a chino na was scan it. Ne nyinaa ne sɛ ɛpeke the chip over there the chip no ɛno ɛna ɛyɛ a ɛpeke na ɛtumi ɛde ascan because mostly digital phones no a yɛde ɛyɛ no ɛtɔ da bi a it has to catch up with the modern situation modern current technology no and yes because most of the phones passport ni nyinaa no ɔmo nyinaa ɛkɔ digital system. When it comes to that thing now, and your passport beyond a year home office, nyoma etimis kane. They are giving you the options for you to have a look at it. Yo, currently, Oshema, yes, such an application, ETA na, Ubetia £10 per person, £10 per person, £10 per person, whether I call or pen, Inti Uyema, you should app now, I say online now. But almost say from 9th of April 2025, 9th of April 2025, which is 2 days from now, no, it will go up to £16, from £10 to £16, from £10 to £16. Yo, Inti, my next question is, how do I get a decision? How do I get a decision? And no, and I may say yes, so we have such an application now. Or say a decision should be made within 3 working days of submitting your application. Home Office amayenya intiasie se we ye na either the app or online. Almost say within 3 working days, I was say make decision. Into Shema, Upesa Utukwa, ma 72 hours before. That's that 72 hours, and I would be such an application. ETA. Because almost say by 3 days, which is 3 working days, and more ebe make a decision. Mr. And yet 3 days, so I said 3 working days. Working days are Mondays to Fridays. We are then Friday. Don't expect the decision to come on Monday. There be. We are on Friday. Expect the decision on Wednesday. Your electronic travel authorization will be issued electronically, and you will receive an email to confirm that your application has been approved. There etiane say some year decision na enye say your the stamp will be about visa mu there be. You best send it through email. Say your application approve your application That's what the decision will come about in the form of. To me, why do you say who expect to say the visa be about passport to man as a visa? There be. Your electronic travel authorization should be linked to your passport. Should be linked to your passport. You must therefore use the same passport to travel to the UK. There a say we na ye confirm and I say your approval or away na or electronic travel authorization na. Home Office ever link that decision, that approval, through a passport. Mr. You're very careful. Passport you be using. And I'm be link into you drew border force now. Your bold passport details now. A be aba say why your electronic travel authorization be an answer on ye. And no thing almost your money be link up with your passport or passport now with the able to acquire no. So I say that electronic travel authorization is valid for a period of 2 years or until the expiry of your passport, whichever is sooner. Na make passport no wasem say omo de be link through the decision, which is a ETA decision. Na omasa ma enya ntiase say omo year decision na omo ma 2 years. Omo ma 2 years. Inti omuma 2 years na no na ade betu kwan no, but in a situation whereby a passport no expire no, I'm afraid say be shorten no. Inti shorten na wow problem ukoye passport fufura we say we apply no to me as a for as a link it up with your new passport no. Whilst it remains valid, the visitor can enter the UK multiple times. They do not have to apply for a new electronic travel authorization for each visit. However, if they apply for a new passport, they will need to apply for a new electronic travel authorization to be linked to that passport. And on another canon, the tier say your 2-year electronic travel authorization now. Obetumi akọ you obetumi aba UK up and down within that 2 years multiple times as long as electronic travel authorization no date no enwuye, which is a 2 years no. But bear in mind that an American no say bia 2 years near the man now passport ne ba bewu. Dear Emrane can say ukonya anase u renew o passport that will new passport no I was say usade apply for another electronic travel authorization send a to me and link it up with your new passport. I hope say emudaho because omo pese omo chese passport a ukuta no eno na tembia no omo de betumi e de a check anytime bia ubedru UK border force control. Timisramo say wo ye electronic travel authorization no na e bia passport na wu a it doesn't mean so old passport no 2 years no mo de amawo no eno na apese wo use there be I was say we renew o passport no. Now we renew o passport na new one now we renew no and no obesa de akwa electronic travel authorization. Near some another 2 years on the new passport. Yo, yeah, just our question. We'll say, what if my electronic travel authorization application is refused? So we refuse so there options now over yeah. There is no right of appeal or administrative review. If an application for electronic travel authorization is refused, you say a refusal wouldn't need be a friend or right of appeal. Say when your home office coachman so yeah mouse no. Let alone say yeah administrative review open your books and say yes I'm sure when your mum there be. When refusing an application, the Home Office will specify the reason for refusal. So Home Office a refusal application I was say what the NTR or refusal. Depending on the reason for refusal, you will either need to apply again or apply for a visa to enter the UK, such as a standard visitor or transit visa. Your options on with their mouth say definitely on the more reason on the refusal application. Into such a reason, no, a bema who say either say men corrected that mistake, no, na men sa apply biom, and now say men ko apply for visit visa, and now say transit visa. So that tells you say omo refuse ye mouth reason the entire ye refuse. No omo we no based on that no. Utimi correct the entire omo e refuse wo ubetimi asa apply biom. And now say ye bibia ehu ubetimi apply for visit visa and now say transit visa. If you apply for electronic travel authorization under the Creative Worker Visa concession, you would need to make an application for a temporary work creative worker visa instead. Yo, so person who apply ETA no under creative worker visa concession now. Yes, who apply for temporary work creative worker visa instead. Yo, why do we need electronic travel authorization? And all the Nanka Home Office, the NT almost setting up that program now. And now almost air culture. Even is saying the introduction of the electronic travel authorization scheme is part of the Home Office border digitalization plan and an additional border security measures. Yo, so Ushema, the entire Home Office introduce electronic travel authorization, no, which is the ETA, no, SA. Omushema, was omushe na omo digitalize omo border, no. And at the same time, no omushe ema security eye ejuma. And no thing na omo de sa system we no eba ye no. Yo, OSHA fact sheet published in February 2024 now. Conservative government said that their priority was to keep the UK safe and strengthen the security of our border. In the conservative the electronic travel authorization by and say Omo pese omo making sure say UK a safe country. And at the same time, no omo pese your border no secured in terms of security wise. Also, part of the initiative is to make sure that everyone wishing to travel to the UK has permission to do so. And the electronic travel authorization scheme aims to plug any gaps. A further fact sheet from March 2025 confirmed that the scheme helps prevent the arrival of those who present a threat to the UK. Yo, Labour government to buy no so be in Shishemu no mudi become who say ampa March year 2025 no. Oma who say scheme no a good scheme abwa amaye who say or say help prevent the arrival of those who present a threat to the UK. Ama UK security in terms of security wise no any threat bia no unya no totoro and answer untimi emfa mewra UK. And so based on electronic travel authorization, no metimi confirm in March 2025, they say ampa scheme no a prevent sadia no in terms of threat to the UK. Yo, share a bit of summary about EU dia omupese omode omuba omode eba European Union. So person to call EU countries ni bia. And also say ya almost edeba. Almost say in EU, the EU entry exit system, EES, is due to start in October 2025. EU for so person mo introduce BBI your friend EES, which is EU entry exit system. Now, as to say exact date on modern banner, you name, but on my roughly idea, which is October 2025. October, yeah, Barbie Remwin. But actual date in there and my. Or see the European Travel Information and Authorization System. Almost the no ebeye bibi a friend European Travel Information and Authorization System, which is ETIAS, is then due to start in the last quarter of 2026. It will soon be commonplace to help obtain authorization to travel to a number of countries worldwide, not just the UK. Yo, into Oshama, you for so what say UK for the omudi atujano. You for so working towards omudi in such a way, say, Antebiano, omudi about to a job, which is somewhere October 2025. Omudi tuja didn't be take effect 2026. But as to when I say Tama omubeyeno. No ɛyɛ adeɛ baako a sɛbe yɛnim ho hwee anaasɛ yɛbɛka ho asɛm sɛna ɔmo de ba a yɛbɛtumi de ato edwa educate yɛ community no. Yo, inti wohwɛ ma ɛnɛ topic a bɛde ɛbaa yi, which is will I need electronic travel authorization to enter the UK? Ma pensem mu ɛfa electronic travel authorization no ɔmo behia bi na ɔmo betumi de aba UK ɛne sɛ yɛ refuse we ne refuse a debe akwanja na awɔ a sɛ ehia sɛ ɔbɛsa yɛ biom ana sɛ ɔbɛ rectify a few things ana sɛ ɔba akɔyɛ visit visa ne nyinaa no ɛyɛ adeɛ nhyehyɛeɛ a UK aban starte de ato akwan mu. All because security wise threat no ntina ema omo ye saadie we nyina. Yo yanko na memfa me achi ema bebi a ohwehwe me a obenya me entu edwa. Yo me ka say de a friend me lawyer Francis, me free FB solicitors. FB solicitors. My mobile number here 0794 677 2439. Mobile number nisu ebium 0794 677 2439. Yo, my address was Suite E and F. Suite E and F, third floor, the Clock House. Third floor, the Clock House. Me, our barking, me postcode IG11, IG11, 8EQ, IG11, 8EQ. Yo, bia me de dwumadie no ebeba ewiye. Na sana yesi eka no. Me ye so many areas of law, but ni nyina ne se obefrɛ me na wone me edi o case ho enkomo. Na se mmoa bi wo ho na ewo se me boa wa metumi edi amaw. Yo, enye immigration pe ena ye nationality law as well. Ye family as well. Ye employment. Ye housing benefits. Odi no ane se na America no fa be die. De ye ntumi anase ye feel say ye load in the doors we can just make a referral to others for them to also help you. Yo, aha ena yede ye dwumadie no ebeba awieye. Senyame ya adoma yebesa ahyia makramo Lawyer Francis from FB Solicitors. Bye bye.